Hey fellas, welcome back to episode 4 of the Self-Sufficient vlog. Today we will see the last big transformation of my garden, where I built together an herb spiral and a greenhouse. And once that's done, a bigger time skip in the series of about 4 months will happen starting from episode 5, where I will show you the literal fruits of my gardening and how preserving and canning foods as well as cooking plays into a self-sufficient lifestyle. Let's start off with the planting bed for my herbs. Since I'm a mathematician, I decided to construct myself a mathematical spiral, which I plotted in Fusion 360 first. In the software, I was able to extrude the whole structure and calculate the angles by hand needed to get the exact slope of the spiral that I desired to reach a final height of about 85 centimeters. Building the spiral was actually fairly easy since it was all about just stacking the stones. I was not using concrete or any kind of adhesive at all, just stacking them one after another. The only hard part was to get the right angle in place at the very start and also the geometrical construction of the spiral using straight edge and compass. Oh my god, I'm such a nerd. Holy shit. Once I was satisfied though, I filled the bed with sticks, rotten leaves and everything else organic that I could find around our local forest before finally filling it up with my sandy soil. And to give the plants a head start in growing big and strong, I doped the ground with some store-bought compost.
Okay, let's get to planting.
I extracted all the herbs from the ground that I had planted on my property last year, right next to my shed, and brought them over to the spiral. This includes everything delicious from different varieties of sage and oregano, over to thyme and lovage and many more. About 30 different varieties are now local to my herb spiral at this point in time, and I can use it to my heart's content when I'm cooking and preserving food.
And now to top it all off, garlic. I was digging out those and I didn't find any other plant over there at my rabbit's hutch. But yesterday I went there and suddenly greens sprouted out of the ground and I was thinking that is weird, that is way too green for grass. So I tasted a bit of it and it was garlic, a whole lot of it. It seems like I planted it last year. Couldn't remember it, but never mind, I'm just gonna stick some into here. Wherever, I don't know. And then we are good. And I'm gonna add a bunch of new herbs to the pile over time. So yeah, it turned out pretty nicely. Very satisfied with the spiral. Let's water everything and then we're done for today. It's getting late.
The structure turned out great. I really like it, and still to this day it holds strong and is looking as good as new. It's really an eye-catcher when people walk by on the sidewalk and they see my herb spiral, they always look in this direction. It's pretty cool. A few days have passed and the bane of my existence for the coming week arrived in the mail. I finally took the dive and invested in a greenhouse with around 12 square meters of area. And let me tell you, this greenhouse was one hell of a good investment. It's a total game changer. More on that in an upcoming video in the series. Let us for now watch me struggle with this piece of shit aluminum construction.
Oh my god, I only just now got done doing the foundation. Took me about 1 hour. And I'm only just now getting started. I screwed in exactly 40 screws up until now. 1 hour. This is what I still got left. Fuck my life. I'm about to Sudoku myself, but I still wanna get at least the windows done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal off all the windows and glass, you could say, using waterproof sanitary acrylic. Reason for that is it's in adhesive and it's gonna make the windows stuck better to the frame. Since our weather is shifting immensely towards the stormy times here in Germany over the years. Weather is getting worse and worse over the years. I need to kind of make it safe, so weatherproof this little planting house. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Just shoot some silicone into here, acrylic, whatever you want to call it, I don't give a shit. And then everything should be a pretty goddamn Gucci, I suppose. Later I'm gonna fix it a bit more. You could also fix it with screws, for example. Really doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you kind of secure it. At least a tiny little bit. Yeah, and that's all you really need. And now I can plug it in. Wow, that went together terribly. But I got it done. 4 more to go. I already assembled another one, which looks way cleaner. That was way easier to do. And I also need to add the levers to it, but I can do that tomorrow. This really doesn't matter right now.
So many screws, so many man-hours of fitting everything together all by myself. I got so tired of this greenhouse, in fact, that I wasn't even in the mood of recording the whole process anymore. So here's just the whole thing.
This took a while. This seriously took a while. Probably 12 hours to build completely. More realistically, 14 to 15 hours on my own. It was a terrible experience and I don't want to repeat this ever again. But it's looking quite thick and it's extremely stable. I can rattle on the whole thing and shake it and really nothing happens. So yeah, pretty stable construction. Pretty cool looking too. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to turn this into a real greenhouse. So what we need to do is we need to introduce some planting beds into there, later some shelving and the like for the little seedlings and so on. And then we can really get the show started. In the last 1.5 weeks a bunch of stuff happened here in the garden, so let me show you around a tiny little bit. And then we are going to upgrade the greenhouse a tiny little bit to my liking. So yeah, gotta show you around a tiny little bit, shall we? Alright, so I bought some new soil that you can see here, and that's the greenhouse, and it's green, so the color in and of itself is already green. So I got some strawberries down here, I got some sunflowers and all the other stuff that I want to plant in the next time too. I also got a fig tree over there and also a Paulonia tree, that's a cool one, also called Kiri, and a banana tree and the like. And also I got some citrus plants right here that I would like to turn into cocktail trees over time. So that's gonna be a cool process. I'm gonna try that out very soon. Other than that, here are all the other seedlings, and it's looking a little bit sparse in here. So what we are going to do is we are going to make a little bit of framing from here to there in like a U shape, such that we are going to get planting beds all the way around here, and then I can put stuff into there like salad and tomatoes and bell peppers and so on. Yeah, this is going to be the next step. It's already pretty nice and cozy in here, so the plants are liking it. I can see some very nice plant progress in the last 3 days. Once I was able to fully build it up and I put all the glass in and the like, the plants just loved it. They immediately started growing faster. That's the magic of a greenhouse. Other than that, my berries are doing pretty well up here in the high bed, and we can already see some potatoes growing out of the ground. Yay, nice! If you want to know how to regrow potatoes, just take a look at my self-sufficient series. I made a tutorial there. Also, we got some very cool looking laser cut signs. This is saying potatoes at the moment. Yeah, also I got some horseradish here, and I relocated all of my garlic, just because garlic is a great neighbor for potatoes in general. This is why I put those over here. And also we got a little sweet potato plant right there. Other than that, still pretty sparse here, still waiting for the seedlings to grow completely. And Last thing I did was I also planted some carrots. This is like the little stripe that you can see here. Those are gonna be carrots, and I hope they are going to grow nicely. Those were also little seedlings, planted them yesterday into the rear soil. And they are looking a bit dead right now, but they are still pretty much alive, so they just need to raise up to the sun a tiny little bit. If we take a look at our onions, we can see that we got some very nice growth progress here. And I already started separating 2 onions, or 1 onion into 2, just for a little test run. This was 1 onion. It was, I think, a Roscoff one, and then I separated it into 2 plants. Yeah, this is what you do, such that you get bigger onions, and also overall just better planting experience. They need their space, so yeah, this is what you shall do if you want to get a nice loot of onions. And over here in my little herb spiral, I planted a bunch of other stuff too. So yeah, we got a bit more sage, golden sage, and then regular sage too. I planted a bit of this stuff. Yeah, and other than that, looking pretty nice over here. So yeah, we are making some good progress, and now let's go ahead and get started with the greenhouse.
All that's left to do now is to construct a barrier out of some scrap profiled wood I still had lying around in my shed, which will also act as the walkway inside of the greenhouse. Really straightforward. I simply nailed and screwed everything together and sunk it into the earth, making sure everything was square. And once that's done, I proceeded to fill the path with soil and white stones, and later off camera all the planting beds also with soil and compost too.
I really thought that the amount that I purchased was enough, but it isn't. So the density isn't high enough for my tastes. So I'm still going to purchase a few more of those. Yeah, but I think the style, yikes, looks pretty cool with the just with the tiny little stones here. Then we are going to have the planting beds right next to it. Gotta wash my hands, that's disgusting.
And that's about it. Next time we jump quite a bit into the future, as mentioned previously. All the plants will have grown at this point already as instructed per my self-sufficient series, and we can begin diving into the cooking side of things. I hope you did enjoy this episode, and if you did, definitely make sure to check out some more other content on my channel too, like woodworking, if you're interested in that kind of stuff too. And up until then, I'm wishing you guys a flammable day, and please stay safe. Ciao!